right, we are back on Play It Forward with Kevin Chigozie Onyeaka, filmmaker, writer, director, editor, cinematographer by day. The film we're going to be talking about is Boy of Straw, which you wrote, directed, and you also had a supporting role in it, acting. It's a great project. Really look forward to talking to you about it. Thank you for being on the show. Would you like to introduce yourself or the project in any way?
Yeah, my name's Kevin Chigozie Onyeaka. I'm a writer director based in Los Angeles, California. Moved from the East Coast, Pennsylvania, where I also attended college, which was at Penn State University. And I guess the main thing that drove me into being a filmmaker was just growing up watching all these stories as I was when I was younger. It really just piqued my interest. And the one movie that I would say that really stuck with me was Titanic. I
Mm.
used to watch that all the time with my brothers and my family, and that really stuck with me. And then as well as music videos in general. Just growing up and listening to a lot of music, I would always think about music videos with the songs that I would listen to in my headphones. So after towards the end of college, I just took the leap, started studying more about filmmaking, and now I'm here.
Cool, Kevin. That's great. Be able to pursue your passion is just always something that, gets us through life and it's difficult.
Yeah.
Um, First question playing forward is this story is a personal story based on a true story. Um, where did it come from in you on an emotional level?
Well, growing up, I would say I had a lot of self-conscious issues. And that's basically where this came from. So when I got to college, I took it upon myself to really start working on those things. And this story is an excerpt of that process. It was during a time when I was on the sports team, and then something bad happened at my on-campus apartment. They found some drugs inside of the apartment that wasn't mine. It was one of somebody else's, and I was. This is the process of me trying to muster up the courage to make sure that they can take the fall for it and own up to their mistakes, so that I don't have to take the fall.
So, reviewing the film and the title, which is so important, Boy of Straw, and you talk about, self-conscious issues, and we all face, part of growing up, is that process of maturity. And I definitely can connect to, running with a crowd that was um dangerous, or, they were doing illegal things, and trying to be the studious one, and trying to have that life because you're trying to fit in, be cool, have
Mhm.
fun, and you think that there's a certain power and attractiveness to that kind of a lifestyle, right? You think that's being a man. And then there's the other side where, like, you're thinking of a long-term future, and you want to have a good life, and you are trying to do things like go to school to create that reality in the future. And so, you live in these two different worlds, and being a kid, partying, and then, trying to keep it together at the same time. So, and then again, you've got this kind of self-esteem, self-consciousness thing
Yeah.
going on that you're trying to, well, what do you really want to do, And oftentimes when we're high, it's like, well, that's great because I lose my inhibitions. I can feel more of like relaxed to be myself. I'm not worried about maybe how I'm perceived. So you got all, a lot of themes going on there. And then there's the ending, which is slightly ambiguous, but it seems like you pretty much know what's going on. And this idea of betrayal, right? Is
Mhm.
really this first betrayal from a close friend. Um, so laying all those chips out there and trying to sort them out a little bit in a way that, as a viewer and as a writer, you can talk about the message of the movie. How would you reflect on the message of the movie?
Well, so speaking about the ending, I would say it was I purposely wanted to make it as ambiguous as possible because I wanted to be somewhat the viewer takes on what they believe happened. So it's a little more like if you've gone through a situation like this or something like that, you can like project what you believe happens. That way it's a little more engaging for the viewers as well. I wanted to make the transition from him being a boy of straw into a man a little more subtle as well, to make it just a little more realistic as well as align with what I went through. But this whole process really helped me explore the growth that I've experienced throughout the years, as well as not only for me, but as well as for just for people that's gone through the same situation. And I think the one big thing I wanted to do for this film was create just something different in terms of African American culture and the films that we have in it. Because one thing I really noticed was when I was growing up, a lot of the films that I love was poverty-stricken neighborhoods, utilizing drugs, things about slavery, or things about just our people being downtrodden and things of that nature. I really wanted to create a different type of story that would touched on people that's going through like self-confidence issues and the steps they can take to fix that for their lives and become a better them.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, I think what, I understand you saying is that, there's kind of an African American, Black American kind of movie that falls into these different genres. It's about the hood, it's about the hard, it's about the
Yeah.
this, that, and dealing with that allure. And then there's a whole other like side that's just like just your regular stuff that's being human,
Yeah.
right? And this is like very much like a human level, like, this kid's trying to, deal with having a friend who he trusts, and then this betrayal potentially, and then this just looking after his education, and not really being able, big part of the movie is just like this kid is not young adult, young person, kid is not able to just say, "Hey, Ricky, right? Are you showing up? Are you gonna be there, right?" Because all he had to say is, "You're gonna be here. You're not effing with me. You're gonna go. You're right, right."
Mm-hmm.
And he can tell the kid's blowing him off. Like, I got to run. I got to go. Click. There's the signs are there, and so that's part of the manhood is just saying, "Hey, wait. I feel like you're playing with me right now. Or can I count on you? Yes
Yeah.
or no." Right?
Yes.
It's just that. And he doesn't have the words or the voice or the skill to do that. And
Yes.
that's just such a, that's just a human condition.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
Yeah.
so
I would
yeah,
say, yeah, it's really like a self-confidence human condition.
yeah,
And that's something I struggle with. And I would say it's only not even just a protection of yourself, but a protection of others as well. You don't want to ruffle any feathers as much as you can. You might be afraid of getting into like you might be afraid of confrontation as
right.
much when you're younger and you're trying to fit in, things of that nature. You don't want to seem like you're not the cool kids or not in with your crew, because you take these steps into not really standing up for yourself, making sure things are going the way it should be so you can have a positive outcome in your life.
Exactly, exactly. Um, so, kind of trying to reflect back on the message of the movie, you as a viewer today watching that film and seeing, a part of your history there on tape and your experience now that you've gone through it and you're on the other side of it, what is it? What is the message? What's your takeaway? What did you learn?
What I learned mostly was to always, like I said before, stand up for yourself and don't be afraid of a no or the negative outcome, because the sooner you know, the better that you can adjust with the way you moving forward. And it's just, there's no negatives that can come out of it, out of just knowing.
Yeah, yeah, I
As
love
well
that.
as even when it comes to like with friends, if they're not a friend that's going to like stick up for you or anything like that, knowing that sooner rather than later, it's always going to produce a better outcome for you.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Since making the movie, right, and walking away from it, how have you been changed as a person?
I would say that the biggest thing that's changed for me is being honest with myself with what I truly want in life rather than trying to fit in. And that's I took I would say there's multiple steps that I took, multiple moments since then that I took when it comes to like just dealings with my friends in real life where I'd said this is a big moment for me, and I'm glad I went about this specific situation that way, and it just helped me grow as a person. So I would say that's one of the biggest thing that's changed for me is just being able to step back and really focus on what I need to do in order to make sure my future is better.
That's awesome. That's priceless. That is
Yeah,
the thing right there. That is the thing, to be able to trust yourself, and that's who you're living with, and that's your day in and out, and to have that integrity in yourself and belief in yourself.
yeah,
That's everything. That this is a difference between having an authentic life that you can look back on and say, yeah, I lived it.
and confidence.
Yeah.
Because having confidence, especially as a filmmaker, well, this can date back all the way back to my time when I used to play basketball because I played basketball in college, and I get any athlete can tell you the biggest thing that can set you apart from your competition is confidence, and that's the same goes for filmmaking. When I was trying to learn filmmaking, I feel like there's a point in the process when you're just only doing things to what you think is the book. You're always doing things by the book. You're always doing things that you feel like should be done the right way, and I feel like that can hinder you. And when you finally gain that confidence to actually go out there and go stray away from what the norm is. I don't have to be on the third of the frame. I don't have to cut here or do it this certain type of way. Or once you gain that confidence, the sky's the limit. So I think that's one of the biggest things as well, just being able to gain that confidence.
That's it. I'm glad you pointed that out. It's just a happy kind of life.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Kevin Chigozie Onyeaka, filmmaker, writer, director. Thank you so much for being on Play It Forward today. It was a
Thank
pleasure
you.
to meet you, man.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I look forward to more work. Keep us posted. And until next time, peace on Play It Forward.
Thank you. Thank you.
brother.
Have a good one.
You too, Kevin. All right.